Welcome to the Penny Bloom Podcast. Ain't another place that has got more bombast. Romp past your mom, dad's listening to Tomcats, talking everything that make you sad. We don't want that. We're here to make you smile. Put your mind at ease. Peace, love, and bloom, and always praise Keanu Reeves. This what we about. This some weeding now. We'll talk until we can't no more, and then we peacing out. Alright, let's go. Penny Bloom Podcast. It's the Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast. It's the Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome in to Winter is Blooming, a Game of Thrones rewatch podcast by us, the Penny Bloom Podcast. Today, we kick off our 6th season of the show, Season 6, Episode 1, titled The Red Woman, written by D&D, David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, directed by Jeremy Podeswa. I am Colton Robertson. I'm joined by Joseph George. What's up, homie?
Oh, what up, what up? Always a pleasure to be here.
Oh, and it's always a pleasure to have you. And man, Season 6 is a special one. You know, we're in this new territory. We're post books, pre fall off. You know what I'm saying? This is the good shit. This is the good shit where it was like, oh, maybe they'll be just fine. You know, maybe they'll be just fine.
We're still riding high.
Yeah.
And this is a pretty well executed premiere in my book. This one, we're checking in at every place that we should. You know, we're starting off right where you should start off, where everyone wants to. You know, right. You know, if you're binging the show, curious.
Yeah, you wanted to know.
Yeah, if you're binging the show,
he's fucking dead. You know,
exactly.
Like
and then every other place you check in with, it's just, oh my god, it's everything you want.
And it's a good premiere. It's a good premiere for that. It's just the little check-ins, you know, tying up the very, very little bit of, you know, open-endedness of last season.
Yep.
You know, it's like, oh, is Jon dead? Yes. Sansa and Theon, are they going to make it out of it? Yes. You know, like that sort of stuff. You know, and I appreciated all of that. And there are a few just brief check-ins. You know, Marine, Bravos. Daenerys in the Dothraki Sea. You know, there's not a lot going on. The Water Gardens, you just get like one or two scenes everywhere.
Yeah.
And that's just about it. But man, it's a fun premiere to be sure. And Jeremy Podeswa has directed a few of our favorite episodes of this so far. That might be a familiar name, as he's directed a few of the better looking ones in season 5. He did Kill the Boy. And Unbowed, Unbent, Unbroken, season 5, episode 5, and episode 6. And he does the first two of this. Does the first two of this season, the premiere of season 7, and the finale of season 7. So, pretty prominent Thrones name, Jeremy Podeswa. But yeah, if you are prepared, we can take this location by location.
Oh yeah, we're starting where we should.
Well, actually, we're going to finish there. That'll be the last place we go, because that's where the episode ends.
Would you look at that?
We'll save it.
True.
We'll save it.
Little sandwich.
Little bookends there for this
I guess
episode.
A little more happens later on than at the beginning. So that's fair enough.
But we will begin in the north anyhow, wherein Ramsay and Maester Wolken attend to the dead body of Miranda. And Ramsay remembers the first time he met her, stating that while other people were afraid of him, including the Maester, she wasn't. And Wolken asks if they should bury her or construct a funeral pyre, and Ramsay's like, bury, burn her. Stupid ass, this is good meat, feed it to the hounds.
Dude! And before that as well, his little words that he was speaking, like, it was supposed to be like a romantic and grieving moment, but what he was saying was, your pain is going to be paid for 1,000 times over. I wish you could have been here to see it when I did it to these people. That's what he's saying. So
he's like, you would have loved to see the absolute gruesomeness I am about to inflict on other humans. You know, like you would have loved it. You would have adored that shit.
Oh my god. And now you're gone, so you can't see the countless lives I will torture in your name. I'm about to cry. Oh my god. And then the dude interrupts him. You know, I thought Ramsey was about to like do
whack
something
his
to this.
ass.
Yeah, be like, you don't fuck, you know. Let me have my time. But then he's like, no, it's okay. Feed her to the dogs. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Feed it to the hounds.
Oh. Wow.
Feed it to the... This is good meat. All of a sudden, after he's done eulogizing her,
yeah,
this is good meat. Feed it to the hounds.
Is he like... Because, you know, he does act a little bit when he tortures people. Maybe this is just him practicing.
No, I mean, I think there's a great deal of Ramsey that did once care for Miranda in a meaningful capacity. You know, she's and as meaningful as he is capable of. You know, she was as fucked up as he was in a lot of ways. So he was like, man, not a lot of people got me the way that you did.
Yeah,
so
in a perfect world, they just like have their own island, and do we just let them be? Or in a better world, they're both gone.
Yeah, in a better world, they're both dead. So
yeah,
that would have been ideal. But you know, here we are.
We got the worst of the two gone so far, but very satisfying kill though. And I thought it was kind of insane. We do just see her face, like they just show it. Like she hit the ground fucking hard, dude, and that's what it would look like, I guess. You know,
roughly anyway, just about.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, then we cut to Theon and Sansa having survived their fall from Winterfell's wall, and they run through the Wolf's Wood, realizing that there are already men with hounds chasing them. And Theon tries to hide their scent by crossing a river. Guiding a frightened Sansa, they attempt to hit the river, and Sansa is like, "Nope, not going to do that. Too cold. I'll die." And Theon's like, "Yeah, you might, but I promise you, freezing to death will be better than what the hounds will do to you."
Rough.
Again, building up how bad it is to be eaten by the hounds for when it comes around at the end of the season, just so you know that, you know, as much as you would have liked her to torture him, it's a pretty bad death, it seems, if he's willing to freeze to death before getting torn apart by hounds.
I think it's worse to go by the hounds or a dire wolf. And I think
I gotta imagine hounds
quicker.
Yeah.
It might be scarier, and you might, might hurt more for the time being, but I think you go pretty quick against a dire wolf.
I feel like dire wolves also have a tendency to like go for the fucking throat too.
True.
Like whereas hounds are like they'll just pick you apart, which is pretty fucked up.
Dude, I'm not as mad that that's how he goes. Yeah, that would suck.
That'd be pretty fucking bad.
That'd
be pretty fucking bad. Yeah. But they make it across in the end, and they hide by a fallen tree with Theon hugging Sansa to try and keep her warm. And hearing the dogs still after them, Theon tries to lead them away, telling Sansa to keep heading north for Castle Black. Jon's the Lord Commander of the Night's Watch. Jon's dead.
We have no idea if like what the timeline is of any of this. Like Jon could have died a month ago. Right.
Like
or in a month. We don't fucking. Well, I guess Sansa didn't get there. But like, I think it's just hilarious to think that like this is all happening in present time, like how we're seeing it.
Yeah, like everything culminates at the exact same time all around the fucking world. But no, yeah, like it is funny to consider that maybe these stories aren't exactly happening at the same time, but they present them as such. But
this feels as if it is.
It definitely is. But the odds of that, highly fiction. But a group of Bolton men sent by Ramsay with the bastards' girls find them, and Theon claims Sansa was hurt when they jumped and he left her to die. But the dogs quickly find her, and the leader mocks Theon over what Ramsay will do to him now, and prepares to bring them back to Winterfell. And just then, the hero we've been waiting for, Brienne and Podrick, arrive.
Let's go!
Brienne gets to do what she's been wanting to do for the whole fucking show, man. It's been since season fucking 2. Dude, do you realize how long it's been that she's just been fucking dawdling, waiting for a chance to do this for somebody? You know what I'm saying? Like, she's like, I just want to protect the Stark girls. That's all I fucking want, man. That's all I want to do. You know?
She doesn't want anything more. Nothing more. That's all she wants to do in life. She made a vow. That's it. She's amazing. She comes in. The first thing you hear, I'm fucking fist pumping watching the episode. The first thing someone lets out is like, it's a woman, and then just gets cut in half. Like, I mean, just sliced. Oh my god! Like, coming in, just going to town. You know, Podrick, a little rusty,
getting better though.
Getting his experience in. You know. That nice, dagger kill, falling off the horse, and then, finishing him
got
off.
a little lucky there, but
luckily Theon, or, Reek, say Theon right now.
Theon now,
his Theon bag. Saves, Podrick here. Clutch, that Theon was there. But, man, Brienne just absolutely went to town here. And I was...
When she kneels before her and lifts the sword, this made me cry. This
yes,
part,
yes.
Again, just one of those things that watching it this way gives you all the more connection to each of these characters and their motivations, and for her to finally achieve what she's been wanting to, and when Sansa is she is finally safe. This is the first time she's been safe since season 1, episode 2.
Yeah.
You know what?
Littlefinger, but like not really at all.
Still on the fucking line, Lysa tried to kill her like twice.
Yeah. No, Brienne, she's getting the character nod for this episode. I
love that.
It was such a feel good moment. I cried as well. It was just, the little stumbling. She doesn't know the words for this.
Podrick helps her along.
It like, calls back to whenever Kat was doing this with Brienne. And whenever we got to that episode, I think I asked, I'm like, is that like a normal thing, or did Kat just make that up? Is that just what Kat would say, to Brienne?
Tradition. Yeah.
But it's like, those are the words. So like that is, I don't know, it was really cool.
This is actually a shocking first character nod for Brienne of Tarth.
I didn't think it was her first. Wow, I thought we would have given her one somewhere. But hell yeah, probably
she's gotten performances. She's gotten performance.
Yeah.
But she is not. Yeah, she's only gotten one performance too. Are we sure she's never gotten a character? Am I tripping here?
See.
According to the notebook, this is a one-timer thing.
Brienne of Tarth. She got one in last season from you.
All right.
Does that mess up the count?
It does, but that's fine. We'll figure it out at a later date. That's Brienne of Tarth with her second character nod of all time. Love that for her. Trying to think, maybe I'm just like, maybe I already have. No, I don't know. Fuck it. Regardless, yeah, she's deserving, man. This is a good one for her, and I'm very, very happy because we get Sansa finally safe. We get Brienne doing what she's always wanted. It's just nice to see it all come together like this.
And like the first meeting that Brienne and Sansa had, it was, she was with Littlefinger. She was getting cocky. She thought she was doing good, making plays herself, all that. She turns her down. It's like, she might take Brienne up on her offer, but like probably not. This one, it's like so clearly, obviously, she is going to take the protection of Brienne.
She's like,
now.
You know what? I wish I did this when we were at the crossroads.
Oh my god, yeah. She's like, I feel dumb, but you could not have come at a better time.
Yep.
And absolutely yes. Oh no, it was. I loved that scene. It was almost the scene for the episode.
Very close to the scene for me as well, but there's just one scene in this for me that it's always stuck with me, so I ended up having to go with it. But anywho, Where they go next, a bit uncertain. They're just going to go wherever the tides may take them. But meanwhile, Roose Bolton meets with Ramsay and asks if, how you feeling? Feel like a winner? Little bitch. You like that? You like everything that's happening right now? You just beat Stannis Baratheon when he had like 50 men, and they didn't ride horses here, and they were starving, and like, do you feel good about that? Do you feel like you've done something cool?
Yeah, he does kind of tell him, he's like, I rebelled against the crown to take the north here, son. I don't know if you understand what I'm doing here. And it makes you realize in King's Landing, they're not talking about Roose Bolton at all.
Not even a little bit.
It
is the least of their concerns what Roose Bolton is up to.
Yeah, I guess like Kevin, currently at the small
Kevin might give a shit.
Could be talking about it. I don't know. But the showrunners, I guess, think it's either the showrunners thinking it's too boring to even include, or it's just not a problem whatsoever.
King's Landing's got bigger fish to fry right now. The fucking light of the sparrows are taking over, and Kevin's basically a fucking sitting duck. He's not doing shit. The queen mother is locked up. The queen is locked up. Like they don't give a fuck. Like, as long as the North is not actively pursuing war with the crown, they do not give a shit what the North does.
Yeah. And last time that happened, it was when Robb Stark tried to go and attack the crown, and Robb Stark didn't even make it close to King's Landing. So they're chilling. They're like, well, even a united cause as Robb Stark had, I don't think Roose Bolton is going to unite the North strong enough to even become a threat. But
no.
Anyway.
But yeah, that is a good point. I hadn't considered that. I'd been focusing on how he was just, battering Ramsay's confidence.
Yeah. But I think someone in King's Landing could humble Roose here a little bit.
Oh, true.
Anyway, but yeah.
But Ramsay's like, we'll get Sansa back. It's no worry, Yeah, sure, we did some shit and it led to Sansa escaping. Sure, fine, but we'll get her back. It's fine. I already got my best men looking for her. And Roose continues that they need her to rally the North against the Lannisters, and if need be, warns Ramsay that if he fails to recapture her, his unborn brother will become his heir instead. And sorry, Roose, you got to know who you're dealing with, buddy. Moment you say that, this man plotted to murder you.
Or the baby. Both. Both. All of it. Yeah, that was shouldn't have legitimized the man. That was mistake number one.
Yeah.
This one
incredibly short-sighted decision on his part, if I had to say so myself.
I don't know how you deal with a kid like that. Usually you disown children like that or send them to like a military camp or something, I don't know, but Roose did the opposite and took him in as a legitimate son. So that's kind of nuts.
He was like, I see how fucked up you are. You just like me for real. Love that.
You must be a Bolton. Like, you do. You are my son.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But yeah, that concluded the story in the North there. And it'll take us to Bravos, where we get a nice brief scene where Arya is blind and begging in the streets for money. Not having a good go of it, Arya here. And she's approached by the waif, who has 2 fighting sticks, trying to toss her one, which Arya cannot seem to find so easily. And then, she just picks one up. She's blind, I can't fight. And the waif's like, well, that's not my problem. Starts beating the shit out of her with a stick. And Arya tries to defend herself, but fails miserably. And the waif finally stops and says, we'll meet again tomorrow.
Damn. No, we do keep track of the kill list, everything like that. Janos Slint was the obvious last real addition. I'd say the waif was added to the list this very day, very second. That was just pure, I mean, goddamn. That was defenseless.
It's pretty brutal.
Like, man, seeing Vel
hoisting herself by her own petard, though, training her to do the very thing that will be necessary to kill the wave. Fighting in the dark when she can't see.
No, really?
Yeah,
I don't remember that. That's really awesome.
It's a dope ass scene. Yeah.
Oh,
The
that's
candle
really
sitting to the right, and she like cuts it, and it burns out when the wave follows her into a room.
Oh, I remember the candle
So
slice.
Arya is being trained to fight without seeing. You dumbass. Why would you do that if you thought like...
They know everything. They know every step of the fucking plan, dude. Get this bitch angry enough to kill this motherfucker, and it's gonna happen in the dark. She's training for every single situation that she's ever gonna be in. I don't know. There's the eyes, the punishment, it's like they knew how she killed Janos Slynt. I think that's why she's blind right now. It's like a punishment for that. I wonder if
she killed Meryn Trant.
Meryn Trant, Janos Slynt. Who's Janos Slynt?
Janos Slynt got his head cut off by Jon Snow at the wall.
Meryn Trant. Wow.
They were both... Meryn Trant was Kingsguard, and he was the Lord Commander of the City Watch, Janos Slynt. So they both came from King's Landing, and were both shitty as shit.
Meryn Trant. That's right. I guess both just pieces of shit that I hate, so like I don't really give much attention.
Oh yeah, from King's Landing, and it's an easy leap to make there. But
anyways, I think her blind punishment is from Meryn Trant's death.
Oh yeah,
and I think the House in Black and White, they got a little more going on than meets the eye. And I'm paying attention to him this rewatch here. It won't really matter. We know what she ultimately does, but I guess wasn't there an Arya spinoff of her just going west of Westeros?
It was always what they. It was speculated to be happening, but it was never actually like a thing. Everyone immediately after the show ended wanted the "What's West of Westeros" spinoff thing. Which I severely doubt we ever get, but
yeah, probably not.
Maybe one day. Maybe one day everybody will come back. They'll be a little older, a little wiser, a little bit needing money.
Yeah.
Typically what brings people back to the nostalgia bait.
HBO needs a check. I mean, it's like they got anything Game of Thrones.
Oh, I mean, I guarantee you that's why they didn't kill off any of the fucking like actual big characters besides Daenerys. And even Daenerys, they're like
might not be dead. Yeah,
like, they could easily be like, yeah, actually Drogon took her to the fucking Volantis or Valyria and revived her somehow.
Yep. I see it fully happening.
Yeah, everybody is alive except Jaime and Cersei and Daenerys. And frankly, the fall of House Lannister is just like it needed to happen by the end of this fucking show. So like,
yeah, wow, that is kind of nuts to think about. That everyone is just kind of. A lot of people died at the end of the show.
And we lose a lot of tertiary characters.
But big main characters at the end of the show. I mean, yeah. They're all good. For the most part.
But, anywho, we'll then head to Meereen, wherein Varys and Tyrion are seen walking through the city, dressed as merchants, and Varys teases him a bit about how he walks like a rich man. I used to prey on people like you, steal from you and everything. You can act like a merchant, but you look rich. And there's nothing you can do to change that. And they eventually come upon a starving woman and her baby, and Tyrion offers a coin saying the money is for the baby to eat.
Eat, baby. Eat. Can you imagine like someone coming up to you and I guess wasn't there like a rumor? I could have sworn there was that like dwarves eat babies. or like that they
something
are
like that.
baby eaters or something like that. I thought I remember hearing that like a while ago. And this is, if so, that's kind of funny, like a cool call through on that for this woman to be like, "Oh God, this is actually true." He's trying to eat my baby, and then Varys just happened to be like, "I'm sorry."
His Valyrian is so bad. He
So
wants to give you this so your baby can eat. He's not paying you for you to give him the baby to eat.
And then the mom is like, "Oh, and then like, oh, and then like gives him a good look as like, wow, that's a nice change of pace going on
right.
here. Yeah,
she's like, I didn't see that coming. I thought for sure you wanted to eat my child, but it is what it is.
No, I love this scene. This is what I ended up picking out of the episode.
Ooh, it's a goodie.
Just the walk through Marine. I wonder. I bet that's an actual place where they're walking through.
Oh, almost certainly.
Yeah, I wonder where that is.
It feels way too big to be a set.
Yeah, that's. Oh, would you look at that? Tyrion and Varys' scenes in Marine were filmed in Castillo de Pensacola in Spain. In order to film these scenes, portions of the castle were sectioned off from the public, as guests were staying in hotels overlooking these sections as they were seen. Wow, that's pretty cool.
That's really cool. I love that. But they continue their walk through the city, and Tyrion states that they need to find the leader of the Sons of the Harpy in order to bring peace to Meereen. And Varys explains that his spies have been sent all over the city and that they will soon bring him information. And their conversation is interrupted by a crowd of screaming people running from a huge cloud of smoke. And I'd forgotten that Daenerys had built quite the fleet, and that it got burnt down, which is why she can't go anywhere for another couple seasons, or by the end of the season. I think she's heading that way. But
that's right. Yeah, she could have just gone up and went right with Tyrion and Varys and all. Wow, yeah. Was that just the Sons of the? Is it for sure the Sons of the Harpy that did that? Yeah, I mean, like, who else?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Yeah, like, who else?
I love that they pass, the Red Priest talking about how, you need to reclaim your power in the name of Misa. She might have flown off, but her strength resides within you now. Like that whole thing. That was cool. I like the Red Priests having their own little thing going on all over every other part of the world. They've all got their own little agenda and everything. And I love that, he's like, I've met a Red Priest before, Thoros, much drunker than that one.
Yeah. Way cooler, too. This dude just looks like an average dude. Not gonna lie. This dude doesn't look like he has really cool stories.
Right.
He's okay. I wonder if all of them... Like, is the red woman the only one that's really old? Or did this dude have one of those necklaces on? I wasn't paying attention. I wonder if that's just a red woman thing, or if that's like a very common red priestess thing.
Yeah, or did she have some sort of specific magic that she has access to that others don't? That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I wonder if this dude is wearing a necklace or not. Here we are. We're in Marine. Where's that little gathering? There they are. No. Does not have a necklace on.
All right.
She was just red robe. Just red robing it up.
Red robing it. Yeah. And I also love that we get those shots of like someone very clearly watching Varys and Tyrion as they're walking through the city. You get those shots from inside somewhere. Like I like that shit. I like that it's also never followed through on, like the little build up to somebody's watching over the city with, and again, you assume Sons of the Harpy, but like super interesting stuff.
Oh no, and then they're just I don't know what they were gonna do about the whole port burning down there. But
Can't do much.
I love me the good classic trope of everyone running away. We got to run right toward, run towards.
They run into it. I'm like, fuck yeah, they do.
Just love that. Anytime I can get that. And it's just Tyrion and Varys.
Yeah, they're not going to fight anybody, but they're like,
nope.
Gotta see what's happening. We run the fucking city, like this is what we do.
Boots on the ground, government style. But yeah. Is that all Marine? Yeah, I guess it was.
Yep, that's all in Marine. Yeah, then we'll head to the.
Yeah.
Yep, straight on through. But then we're heading to the Dothraki Sea, where Dario and Jorah are looking for Daenerys, and they come upon the remains of a ram charred by dragon fire, Drogon specifically. And knowing they're on the right track, they note the numerous hoof prints into the proximity. And while Jorah realizes that Dothraki have been here, he finds the ring that Daenerys intentionally dropped on the ground.
Yeah, I think my line comes from Dario and Jorah talking here. And Dario just straight up just asks Jorah, isn't it frustrating wanting someone who doesn't want you back? The dude who is currently fucking Jorah's love of his life, just riding a horse right next to him, straight up asks, yo, dude.
Ooh, isn't it tough that I'm fucking the woman you love?
Isn't that frustrating a little bit? And I think Jorah just goes, yeah, a little bit. Or something like, I think he's just like, yeah.
Yes, on occasion it is quite frustrating.
I literally, if I was drinking something, I probably would have done a spit take. If in this moment, I don't know, if I were hearing it for the first time. But no, I thought it was hilarious. So I just put it down as the line. Nothing else really stuck out to me this episode for line.
Ooh. Yeah, I had one that for sure stuck out to me.
You got a solid one.
But we will get there. We will get there. But we then cut to Daenerys, shown walking with her hands bound, and the two Dothraki take her to Khal Maro as a gift. And along the way, they're like, look at this lady. Fuck's wrong with her? She can't understand a word we're saying. Look at her. She's a fucking idiot. Wow, she's dumb.
Another trope, man. Ooh, another trope of someone understanding completely without them knowing.
Yeah, love that. Love that.
Love me one of those. And you see Daenerys reacting a little bit to she's like,
because they're like, they're basically like, I wonder if the carpet matches the drapes and shit like that.
Yeah. And yeah, they say some vulgar shit, and Daenerys is like, oh, okay, I'm back with the Dothraki.
Yeah, been a while, but back like I never left, huh?
Yep, gotta remember the culture change here. This is not Marine.
Culture shock.
Yep, this is not Marine. Things go a little bit differently here, even in I don't know this call.
Moro.
See, is that just has 4 wives or whatever?
Yeah.
Just dudes. Yeah. Was it normal for a call to do that? I don't know. I felt like
it appears he has 2 wives.
Okay.
And then a couple more, and then each of the wives has a servant with them.
That's what it was. I thought they were referring to all of them as his wives, but okay. I didn't know that there was just 2 of them. Okay, that makes
that's
more sense.
That's it. The actor here looked extremely familiar to me as well, but I don't know where I might have seen him. But
the call,
yeah, Khal Maro. Not sure, but regardless, he's been given Daenerys as a gift. He's like, yeah, plan on sexually assaulting you at some point this evening, so get ready for that. And then she starts speaking Dothraki, and everyone's like, oh shit, okay. I love the little exchange where he's like, seeing a beautiful woman naked for the first time is the best thing in life, and then what's better than that? And then the other two, the Blood Riders, start answering.
Well, actually, yeah, taming a wild horse for the first time, that's awesome. He's like, oh my god, yeah, that's
leaving a city and taking its people slave.
Oh god.
Nice. He's like, all right, seeing a beautiful woman naked for the first time is amongst the best 5 things in life. You know, like
all right, guys, we get it. Okay, we understand. Not, I was just trying to prove a point here. Yeah, no, that was funny. The call, you know, like everyone was afraid of Khal Drogo. Even saying anything that would oppose Khal Drogo, oh shit, like you might get your head chopped off. But this guy, I don't know. It feels like.
Oh, you know, he did. You know, you could perceive it as like they're kind of like Drax's people, like they're incredibly literal. They're like, okay. He goes, because what is better than seeing a beautiful woman naked for the first time?
So they're thinking they're actually asking him.
They're like, I don't know, maybe this, and he's like, all right, guys, fucking, it's among the best 5 things in life.
Yes. Come on, guys. Oh, you're making me look like a fool.
And then she announces herself. You know, she's Khal Drogo's widow, and the call unbinds her immediately and is like, "You will not be harmed by anyone in my camp." And Daenerys is like, "Cool, all right. I need to get back to Marine, and I can give you a ton of fucking horses in return. That'd be really cool." And Morrow's wife is like, "Oh, no, it is known. You will return
coming back, dude. Love. It is known returning.
Yes." You are supposed to return to Vaiz Dothrak and join the Dosh Khaleen. It is known.
That was nice. Yeah. It, and like one of the girls calling her like a witch. Like, oh, it's a witch. It is.
Yeah, because she says, you know, when the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. I
think it was like the witch stuff was to be like Daenerys is seen as a witch, but then we have like the Red Woman who is like
a witch.
When she takes off that necklace, like that's like what a stereotypical witch looks like in my mind, you know.
Yeah. You get a big pointy hat on her. Oh, you're looking at a fucking witch right there.
Yeah, it's raps. But yeah, I don't know. This was a good scene, and Daenerys just couldn't really do anything about it. You know, I love how she was like, you know, I'm Daenerys. I'm title, and they're like, what the fuck ever. She's like, oh, also married Khal Drogo, and they're like, oh fuck.
Like, oh wait, yeah, Khal Drogo, he was the fucking guy.
We're like, oh shit, okay, you will not be touched. But sorry, you got to go to this temple with. But
you will still abide by our rules.
Yeah, just forced to go straight to what is it, Vaiz
Dothrak.
Yeah.
To join the Dosh Khaleen.
Damn. That's what Daenerys is up to right now. She'll get all of them, though. They'll take a nice little trip across the pond eventually.
And these blood riders in this call, they'll burn in a fiery death, you know. Mm-hmm. So all is well.
Yeah.
But we'll then head to one of the, you know, shittier scenes of the episode, and in the Water Gardens over in Dorne, wherein Ilaria helps Doran get to his wheelchair as they both reminisce about Oberyn a bit, and with Doran stating how he envied his late brother for the adventurous life he led, the beautiful women he slept with, and her being like, and men, and he's like, yes, and men, you know, like it's just another little bit of that, like, you see the people down in Dorne, they do it right. They're accepting people, you know.
He was like, man, Oberyn got to experience everything. That dude he's like, basically, that dude fucks. Like, he's just, and summing it up, you know, he's like,
Oberyn fucked, man.
Like, Oberyn fucks, and he did. What is he? Is he second place in character still? Only just recently taken over by Jon Snow.
Yeah, I think so. Might have to do a little bit of a recount now that I know Brienne has two. So, but Jon should still have one more, because I think he should have 11 in my head. I think that's what makes sense. But regardless, this doesn't go too well. No. You know, while Oberyn, he wouldn't have been a great ruler, and Doran wouldn't have been a great adventurer. So everything worked out the way it was supposed to. And Doran settles into his chair, and the Maester brings him a message that Myrcella has died. And before Doran can react, Tyene stabs his homie Areo Hota in the back, killing him. And Ilaria stabs Doran in the chest. And as he lies on the floor, his guards do nothing, indicating that they have chosen the side of Ilaria. And as she twists her knife into Doran, Ilaria angrily says he remained passive despite the brutal deaths of both his sister and brother, and that the people of Dorne are with her now. And as he is gasping, Doran begs Ilaria to spare Trystane, but she coldly scoffs at him, and then Doran dies in a pool of his own blood.
Could have been the line there. Dorne will never be run by weak men, like you ever again, or whatever she says there. That was pretty hard. But I don't know. It was just kind of like, oh man, really? Like, I didn't want Doran to die. Dude seemed pretty chill. Arguably, the people are against him, obviously, here, so there is some point to all of this.
It's just the... Well, what's even shittier is that, like, they don't even go to war.
Yeah. No,
they join Daenerys' side when she comes across the sea. That's like Ilaria's on her little council.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. So they're just like, we'll just hang out now. Like, is that what? Does nothing happens until Daenerys comes over?
I guess not. I guess they're just plotting.
Wow.
I can't remember, really. I don't think so. Because I know that at some point, Cersei captures Ilaria and Tyene and locks them in a cell and uses that poison that she used to kill Myrcella on her daughter and has Ilaria watch her die. That's like that's the ending for Tyene and Ilaria, assuming. I just can't remember when that happens. I think that's season 7 some point.
Wow, but, yeah, season 7. Yeah, Ilaria kisses Yara moments before they are attacked by Euron? What? Wow, that she meets with Yara and Euron.
Yeah, because that's the fight when Theon jumps overboard. Remember when Theon goes, like, bitches out when Euron has Yara at, like, knife point, and he just jumps over the side of the boat.
Yeah. Wow, she's in season 8.
Ilaria or Yara?
Ilaria. Imprisoned in King's Landing. Oh. Okay, no. It's the end of season 7 when she does the whole kill her daughter in front of her, make her watch it, but she's just in prison alive. She's not dead. But
presumably until the castle's brought down. Yeah,
so she that's whenever she just died off screen, I guess. Or could have died of starvation. I don't know. But in a cell. She's not alive.
No, yeah. Definitely doesn't make it out of this show.
Did not make it out, but yeah. Pretty close to it. But wow, did not know she was that much, like, actually that much more involved until the end of the show. I forgot about her coming back, but okay.
Sorry, my dogs are sitting at the door. We have an entire house, and my dogs are scratching at the door to get into the sub-basement right now because they hear me. They hear me down here.
The dogs like company.
They do. Well, and I know there are 4 other people home right now. So, not entirely sure why it's the only place in the house they don't have access to, and that's really the problem.
Yeah.
They want down here because they can't get down here because the door is shut.
Mm-hmm. Can't hear it.
They'd come down here. They'd circle the room once, and then they'd leave. That's all they want.
Yeah, that's true. There's some simple creatures. That's why we love dogs.
Man. I do love them. But I know there are 3 other people home, and they're whining and scratching the door up there, and it's making it hard to concentrate. But regardless, any hoozle, Ilaria doesn't have a long life ahead of her. But taking control of Dorne while she can. Love that for her.
Yeah.
But then we'll head to King's Landing, wherein Cersei is sitting alone in her room when a servant enters and announces that a ship from Dorne has arrived. Yay! Woohoo! My daughter and my husband, my boyfriend, my brother, my husband, and Cersei, she joyfully runs down to the harbor, only to see a grim-faced Jaime alongside a shrouded body. And she very quickly understands that her daughter has died. And Lena Headey, man. Hard to deny.
She's getting it from me.
I'm going to spread the love a little bit just because I can, but yeah.
I like, but wow. Whenever I first saw her smile too, there's a ship coming in from Dorne, and she start like getting happy and excited, and I'm like, oh no, it's just making it worse, And so that was already bad whenever she first breaks, but then the scene with when she's, I don't know where they are. Are they in the crypt maybe, or maybe just up in the Red Keep somewhere? It's just her and Jaime, and she's talking, giving that monologue of how she has to think of her mother's face.
Crumbling.
That's all I can think about. Now I have to think about Marcella's face doing the same.
Jimmy's like, don't do that. And she's like, I have to.
Yeah. Like that.
Yeah, and especially this is right off of her miles-long walk through the streets of King's Landing. Like, yeah, she's going to burn this whole bitch down, And
yep.
Frankly, can't blame her. Can't blame her for it one bit,
I mean, and like Jaime, she's like, yeah, I mean, I knew all of this was going to happen, though. I heard it from a witch. A witch! Another witch in this episode. What's up with the witches?
What's up with the witches?
But yeah, heard it from a witch. Had to have 3 kids. They'd all die. Sorry, Jaime, didn't tell you that, but still wanted 3 kids. Thank you.
Still had 3 kids, first off.
Yeah, didn't just maybe keep going,
Yeah, maybe try for a 4th.
I don't know. Break the cycle early. Don't let them die first to figure out if it's going to come true.
Maybe don't have a 3rd, something like that.
And then what does she say about Jaime? About and then you came back and I told you something, blah, 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 but you were right all along. What was he right about? That we just need each other. That was right. I think it was like that we just need each other.
And he's like, fuck everybody who isn't us. That whole thing.
Yeah. It's supposed to be a romantic moment as well, but then it's like, fuck everyone. Fuck this prophecy. Oh, we only matter. And it's like, oh, I mean, yeah, I would like this if it was, not brother, sister, if
you didn't have one fucking kid left.
They're just accepting Tommen is dead.
Yeah, Tommen's still around, guys.
Tommen's as good as dead. He's the current king. We don't see him ever.
No.
We don't see him ever.
Bro's having a rough time.
He's the
Bro's
king.
having a rough go of it.
His wife in prison. His mother was in prison. Now returns. Oh, your sister's dead.
Was beating the streets of King's Landing and stuff. Fucking horrendous. But all the while, Marjorie is still imprisoned by the Faith, and the High Sparrow comes to visit her. She asks about Loras, but the High Sparrow says that she has to confess first. And when she admits that nobody is without sin, he tells her that she is on the right path, but still has a long way to go. And that is an ominous note coming off of the last episode. You're on the right path, but you still have a long way to go. Like, we're probably going to make you march through the streets naked and all that shit too. So, you got that to worry about.
Damn.
But,
and what did Marjorie do? Just lie about Loras?
Yep, that's all.
Wow. So what would that be? That'd probably be her. I mean, if Cersei just has to do a walk of atonement for fucking a cousin, I'd say just lying about Loras,
probably pretty minimal in comparison.
Yeah. I guess, but her confessing automatically dooms Loras, though.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
if she's like, yeah, no, I did lie to cover it up.
Yeah.
It's
She's
like,
really
oh,
just trying to protect Loris as much as she can.
yeah, yeah.
But what they're not going to tell her is if Loris has already confessed.
Yeah, they have no idea. Oh, how's my brother doing? Oh, well, not my place to tell. Sorry.
Yep.
Well, it kind of is, actually. Literally.
Actually, you're the only person here who fucking knows, guy.
Yeah. Kind of literally your place to tell. But that's, he runs it how he wants to run it. Dude is on a power trip, dog. Dude is on a rise.
Bro's feeling it. Bro is feeling it. But yeah, that's all happening, and all the while on Prince Tristane's ship, Obara and Nymeria arrive. They're like, yo, what's up, man? We're going to kill you. And Tristane's like, hey, man, I don't want to fight. Y'all are my cousins. I love y'all. This ain't it. We can work this out. And they're like, no, you don't understand. We're going to kill you. But what, do you want to fight me or do you want to fight her? We can fight any way you want. And he's like, all right, yeah, I'll fight you, Nymeria. That seems like a good idea. And they go face to face. He very, very astonishingly stupidly turns his back on one of them and gets
way
impaled.
Worst weapon as well. Like Nymeria just had a whip. I don't know. I'd take out the spear first if it were me. I'd want to take that weapon out.
I think
first.
His main problem is that he thought there would be any sort of honor in this system.
So like the easy kill first, and then we'll go for the.
Yeah, he's like, all right, well, you have a whip. I'll fight you.
Yeah.
But what he certainly didn't expect is that his face would explode via a spear through the back of the head.
Oh yeah.
And then I love Nymeria looking at Obara and going, "You bitch, you greedy
bitch." I wanted to be able to say I killed Prince Tristane. Is that the
I
great?
wanted to kill our cousin.
Come on, bull. This sucks. My life sucks. Thanks for ruining my day.
Damn, man.
Yeah, nice. That's why I didn't really remember a bunch of Tristane.
No, yeah, I remember. I was like, he probably dies, I assume, but I can't believe I didn't remember this one.
While painting Marcella's eyeball rock things.
Yeah, fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. Honoring like their tradition. Maybe that's a 7.
Maybe that is just all of Westeros. I don't know what the Dornish religion they've got going on,
True. But still a sweet moment, See them
still.
just painting him, and I'm like, oh, what a guy.
It's intimate, like that was his betrothed. That was he was in love with that girl, and his aunt kills her.
Yeah.
Fucked, man.
Fucking King's Landing. Or on the way. Dude didn't even get to King's Landing.
Yeah. I didn't realize it, but my episode was dominated by the wall. My favorites. I had
fair enough.
Pretty much, actually, all 4 of the categories are at the wall for me.
Well, it's much deserving. I didn't give any to the wall, but it is a good enough section to get the clean sweep. So I'm glad one of us.
The very first scene of this episode, where we kick it off, is my favorite scene of the episode. The camera work and everything that happens and the tension that's built and the harrowing realization of what's happened is easily my favorite, maybe one of my favorite parts of this show ever. Just the long camera shot of them coming over the wall at Castle Black and then showing overhead him dead in the corner. And you hear Ghost just scratching against the wall and howling. And Davos is like, well, that's weird. Maybe I ought to go check on that. And then he finds Jon dead in the corner with the traitor sign there. And that's just before Ed and some other brothers arrive, and they take the body inside, where Ed clears a table and angrily curses Thorne. After closing Jon's eyes, they examine his wounds and everything, and they're very quick to realize that this is, he's fucking dead. And, Davos asks if Ed trusts any of his brothers, and he replies, the ones in this room. And Davos is like, we'll go bring Ghost in, we need all the help we can get. And, Melisandre then arrives, stating she saw Jon and the Flames fighting in Winterfell. This doesn't make any sense. And Davos and the Black Brothers, well, Davos, Davos is my character also for the episode, by the way.
Oh yeah.
And him being like, well, I don't know about any visions in the flames or, your fire god or whatever, but that guy's dead. So sorry. This just shakes her faith further,
She's
like
struck.
She thought,
I mean, she is like, I was wondering the transition that Melisandre has between like Stannis to Jon, and like this makes sense. Like, I mean, she was like so invested in Stannis. I mean, it was her whole belief. It's what she was preaching to other people. Like it was her whole life, and then it fell apart very quickly. And she's like, well, bye. And then the only other option I had was Jon Snow, seen fought in Winterfell, now dead. Like, she's like, I mean, yeah, she's in total like disarray right now. It makes I don't know why I've never thought about it before.
No, yeah, she's having a full crisis of faith at this moment. And it's not until she does revive Jon Snow that she's like, oh, I still got it like that,
Yeah. Oh, I brought him back. Oh, he will fight at Winterfell.
You know what?
Yeah,
maybe I'm okay. Maybe I'm all right. But, next up we see Alistair Thorne, Othel Yarwick, and Bowen Marsh, who last episode I was like, I don't even know who the fuck Bowen Marsh is. And apparently, like, in the books, he kills Jon. Like, he's the first one to strike a blow. And then he was like, yeah, me and Bowen Marsh, we made the choice. And I was like, oh, okay. Because literally last episode, I said something about how I had no idea who the fuck Bowen Marsh was.
Wow. In season 1, Maester Aemon orders Pip to report to Bowen Marsh in the kitchens. He's just mentioned by Maester Aemon in season 1. And then season 5, he present when Mance Rayder's executed. He's the first steward.
Okay.
So that's
while Alistair was the first ranger, he's the first steward. I see. But yes. I went with Owen Teal as Alistair Thorne for the performance in this episode as well. I thought that he did a really good job, and I just wanted to give him some love before he went because dude's an incredible actor, and he's so very, very good. And I love this performance. Him being like, yeah, we did what we did,
Yeah. We all know why we're here. Everyone shut up. We all know.
We all know why we're here.
Jon Snow is dead.
And we killed him.
We fucking did it. And he's like, I made the decision with, ratting off his boys. And then his boys were kind of like, hey, yo, chill. I don't know. You could have just taken that one, I don't know.
Right.
One guy kind of looked at him like, hey, whatever. I guess I put a knife in Jon Snow, but keep that on the down,
Yeah, shit, bro.
That is literally.
And I love the complete discord the castle had fallen into. In that room, you hear all the warring screams and the yelling where it's like, he was our Lord Commander. And then someone's like, he was gonna kill us all. That whole shit. And then everyone eventually comes around on Alistair's side. They're like, you know what? Yeah, maybe you had a fucking point, bruh. All right. It's done. What are we gonna do now? And most of them come to side with him, but
this little, this decision was going to kill us. Maybe he in his heart he was right, but it's eventually going to get us killed. And we let the wildlings across the wall in the same lands where they pillaged and raped. And then I love right when it goes to pillage and rape and ransacking a village. Cut to Ollie. Show Ollie just for that little segment of remembering about a kid getting his whole village wiped out. And usually that's to show sympathy and to make you feel bad. But for me, it reminded me that Ollie has a really bad traumatic experience, and that excites me. I can't that makes me feel good.
You're good. Yeah.
like
Remember that guy threatening to eat your mom?
Yeah, that happened to you, Ollie. Remember that happened to you, and John
What'd
just
you
made
get?
peace with those
It was
people. And
preemptive karma.
yeah, I mean, I can't wait, dude. I love that John just comes back because, like, I guess Alistair does admit to it, and he does name drop the people. But like, John could just come back and be like, "I know who put a knife in me. Like, you're getting the rope. Like, see you later. I don't care if you're 10 years old, Ollie." Like, I wonder how, like,
this actor clearly hit puberty between seasons, by the way.
would have been. I wonder how old he is, like in the books. If they,
I'm not sure.
If well, I guess in the books he wouldn't come back and kill him, huh? But Ollie would still be in there, maybe, or an Ollie type character, probably.
Yeah, an Ollie type beat. But yeah, back inside the room, Davos notes that Thorne is sure to have made his move by now. And in response, Ed states that he doesn't care because Jon was his friend and they butchered him. And he's like, let's go and fucking do this thing, guys. And Davos is like, hey, we ain't got to do all that. You know, we're hopelessly outnumbered. And then Ed delivers my favorite line of the episode where he says, oh, what's the word for word here? If you were planning on seeing tomorrow, you picked the wrong room. We all die today. You know, like Ed's like, I'm going to go out fucking swinging for what they did to my boy Jon here. Okay. Yeah. I fucking loved that line. And Davos, the reason he's my favorite character is because he's like, hold on a fucking second, guys. Like, the few of you are not the only people who owe Jon Snow your lives.
Mm-hmm.
And Ed looks around the room. They all look around the room and he's like, oh, okay. Yeah.
They're like,
and all of a sudden, even Ed, who was like, I'll never forget what they did to Gren and Pip. You know, like, those were my boys. I can't forget that. And he's like, I don't expect you to. This is worse. You know, at least they were sworn enemies. This man was their Lord Commander. This is a mutiny. And you know what? I'd rather be on their side than with you motherfuckers. And that's dope. That's so dope.
Ride or die. I mean,
yeah, literally.
Those guys were ready as well. They all had their swords drawn. They were ready, dude. Oh, and when Melisandre knocked on the door, all of them, it's stink.
Even Davos. Even Davos has got it like that. You know, like Davos didn't know this guy long. He's just, he basically is an acquaintance of Jon Snow's at this point. And he's still like, oh, this guy was the most trustworthy motherfucker here. You know what I'm saying? Like, so Davos was an easy character nod for me because he's like, go ahead and go get the fucking wildlings, bring them back here, because we got some shit to do. And Ed instructs them to bar the door and not let anyone in while he sneaks out to get help. And then Thorne and other senior members of the Night's Watch approach the room. And with additional members in tow, they're bearing arms. Thorne speaks to Davos through the locked door and promises full amnesty for the members of the Watch, you know? He's like, how about a fresh horse, passage south and, maybe some food and stuff. Maybe I can get some mutton, Davos says. I'll need some if I'm going to make the ride.
I'm a hunting man. I need some food if I want to make it.
And Thorne's like, yeah, fucking fine. Sure, man. Whatever you want.
Sure, we're going to kill you anyways. It's,
you surrender by sundown and you're good.
Why by sundown? Why does every villain got to give a 24 hours? You have 24 hours to get me what I want or else. Like, okay, whatever. Why not just be like, hey, we have you surrounded with swords. We're coming in or you're coming out.
You literally have no choice.
Like, you make the decision now. It's okay. It's television. I understand.
It is.
But, Alistair Thorne, maybe going to show why he might not be the best Lord Commander.
True indeed. True indeed. But then, alone in her room, Melisandre appears crestfallen, looking as if she has been betrayed and led astray by the Lord of Light, and there are various containers and vials upon her table and next to her bed. Among them, the small ones with potions and other liquids, and a mirror. She unbuttons the front of her dress, showing a beautiful, beautiful young body. She then removes the dress completely and stands nude before the mirror, and when she removes her large necklace, the gem loses its glow. And in the mirror, Melisandre's reflection shows that she has transformed or morphed back to the 400 years old woman she has been said to be. A frail old woman with sagging breasts, leathery skin, and thin, wispy white hair. Fully nude with her head bowed down, she slowly climbs into bed and pulls the fur blanket atop her.
Game of Thrones equivalent of Snoke. She saw the rise and fall. She's been wait. She would have been alive during House of the Dragon, dude.
She's rumored to be 400 years old. That's like the Red Woman. That's the stories they tell about her. I'm pretty sure canonically she's like 200 years old, which means she still would be alive around the time of House of the Dragon.
Like 150 years or something like that?
Yeah, 170.
Oh, okay.
Something like that.
I
remember when we were watching House of the Dragon, that was like our main speculation was like, I mean, if there's anybody from Game of Thrones who could show up, it's the Red Woman. She's the only possibility.
This is true. Okay, fair enough.
But that concludes the episode and a quite strong season premiere.
Got the episode title as well. This moment right here.
It's pretty fucking memorable. It's so memorable that it always shocks me that it's as late in the show as it is. Like, for some reason, when I was rewatching this the first couple times, I always thought, like, when's that gonna fucking happen? It's just, it sure as shit sticks with you, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, you remember. I mean, you remember it's like, one little necklace, take that thing off. That's a whole different ball game. Like, there's some really nasty questions you can ask too. And it's like all the people that she's like, swooned and like seduced and stuff. Like, they're actually like, is it a visual thing or is it like a complete total body, manipulation? Like, whenever she's having sex, are you actually having sex with a 400-year-old lady? Or whatever she actually is, whenever she's magicked up, I don't know.
Yeah, I see.
I remember that being the talk at, I don't know, the guy talk around that. It's like, she's always one of the better looking ones in the show, and then everyone's like, well, you gotta remember,
Yeah. No, I think we're looking at a full body tune up.
Seems like it.
Yeah, I don't think. It seems like, if you're tightening skin and everything, it's
fair enough.
Not a lot of wrinkles there for Carice Van Houten. She's a very, very lovely woman. Got to imagine she's keeping it up. I've always loved this moment, and I can't wait for a time whenever I can feel comfortable in giving this character and this actress a nod, because there's just always been something else. But goddamn, is she a great character and a great performer, and I cannot wait. In fact, next episode we might be in for something there. That might be the time.
Resurrect the man. Without her, I mean, this goes a lot differently. So
it's very true, but
very possible. That's a good prediction for next episode.
But that concluded this one, and where are we sitting on it? I think it's a strong season premiere. Probably not my favorite yet, like as far as premieres are concerned, but certainly not my least favorite. It's dandy, it's a goodie. Got the ball rolling well.
I think, let's see. Last premiere we gave an 8.5. That was The Wars to Come. Before that, a 9.25, Two Swords, and 8.75 for other premieres. I mean, I think I'm up close to the. If it's not a 9, it's like an 8.75. But I think I'm I could probably go about a 9. That would be Dance of Dragons. We just had that, and The Gift. Does that stack up?
I go 8.75. It's happy, like you do get Sansa safe and stuff, and that's really nice. But beyond that, it is mostly just laying seeds, barely pushing the story forward. So I think 8.75 is fair.
Okay, I like that. And then good old critical section. No beautiful shots
Yeah,
what we
I would.
had.
It's funny because Jeremy Podeswa, something we admired him for in season 5 was a keen visual sense. And while this is obviously not a bad looking episode, I just think there have been a lot of better looking episodes.
Mm-hmm. But
thought the acting was fine, but I did go with Owen Teal. And while he did fine, I didn't think that the reason I went with him is because nobody else stood out in any capacity to me besides maybe Lena Headey, which is just par for the fucking course at this point.
Yeah, it's kind of expected.
Yeah, she's got 15, by the way. First one to reach a 15 mark in either character or performance. So,
and she'll just keep going.
Yeah, really dominating this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I think
maybe another
8.5, maybe.
Okay, that'd put it. Let's see, the last 8.5 we've given. That would put it the lowest. That'd put it below everything in season 5. The lowest we gave it was an 8.75, and then we gave a couple 7s and an 8.25 in season 3, 4. So
yeah, I think the main thing for this is that it's just kind of unremarkable. Like, it's not that it's bad, it's just that it's just some episode, and it doesn't feel like it has the weight a premiere should. It doesn't pack the punch it should. But it does a good enough job to where, I mean, 8.5 is still fucking dandy. That's a good score. So like
oh yeah, and that rounds it out to an 8.58, so an 8.6, which puts it around the season premiere of season 5, a little bit below the season premiere of season 4, but okay, I think 8.5, a little 8.6. I think that makes sense. See what the good old IMDb had to say about it. 8.4.
All right.
IMDb would say. So
IMDb.
I think.
Yeah, we're right there with it. But I think it's a strong place to start the season. But it's not the best episode of Thrones ever. But it's a goodie. It's good enough,
Is that International Movie Database?
Yeah.
Wow, that just happened for the first time for me in my life. That's it. I don't know. It's nothing more. But wow, I just put that together for the first time, right there. Okay.
It's actually kind of funny. I've been reading that Scorsese book, and Ebert points to the International Movie Database on multiple times.
Wow.
But I don't think I've ever thought of that as being what IMDb is either. But as soon as you said it, I was like, yeah, that's definitely what it is. There's no doubt.
Yeah. It just kind of clicked. Wow, I've just known it as 4 random letters.
Yeah, I mean, like, of course it stands for something, but couldn't have convinced me of that until 2 seconds ago. So, IMDb, I don't fucking know, man. It's IMDb. But regardless, there you have it, folks. The premiere of season 6, and we've only got goodies to come for you. Including next week, we continue season 6 with season 6, episode 2, where we greet the return of one of our favorites, which I am so very excited for. One of the better cliffhangers, maybe the best cliffhanger of the entire show, with that last scene there. But I can't wait for that. But in the meantime, this week we are continuing our David Fincher spotlight with The Social Network this Wednesday. We did Fight Club last week. We do his new movie, The Killer, next week. But this week we're going to meet in the middle there with The Social Network, and I'm so very excited for that. And then this Friday, we also continue our comic book movie journey through film. And I believe this week is The Dark Knight, where we will be joined by Claire DeGeneiro, and I'm so very excited. We're actually recording that today, by the way. Recording that today at 11. But yeah, that'll be a fun one. Can't wait to have her back. It's been a little bit, and it'll be nice to have her back on. But with that, if you would head to patreon.com/pitchstorm Penny Bloom Pod, where you'll find over 50 hours of exclusive content and all sorts of book reviews, movie reviews, comic book reviews, and the like. For $3 a month, you can support this podcast financially, which is huge because it costs me money and I don't make any off of it unless it's over there. Head to Twitter, follow at Penny Bloom Pod, follow on Instagram at Penny Bloom Podcast. Remember to leave a 5-star rate and review wherever it is that you might be listening. It's been a huge, huge, huge year for us, and it's been so very, very awesome to see those dividends being paid for us. Put a lot of work in, and we're going to keep doing it no matter how many people are listening. But it's nice to know people are listening. Remember to stand in solidarity with SAG-AFTRA as they continue their struggle against the studios. They deserve everything they're asking for and more, in fact. And I don't think it's that difficult of a discussion. So, with that, I was Colton Robertson. I was joined by Joseph George. Thank you very much, homie.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Oh, and it's always a pleasure to have you. And remember, peace, love, and bloom. And if you were planning on seeing tomorrow, you picked the wrong room. We all die today.